I think it's time we talked about the missing link in sales. Don't you? Hey, I'm Michelle, empowerer of women, business coach, and author of Woman Up. Today, I want to talk about sales, but not sales like what you would think I'm going to talk about. There's just so much hyper focus on sales funnels and doing this next action and running on the treadmill and, oh, podcasting is trendy now, let's do podcasting. And, oh, I must have a freebie lead magnet. And I'm not saying any of those things are bad. You need some of those things if they align with you. Don't get caught into the trap of thinking you have to have everything in a sales funnel and this worked for that person, so this is going to work for you. It just doesn't work that way. That's why you'll never see me going, follow these exact 6 steps and you're going to get exactly what I got, because we're all different people. We're here with a different purpose and we have different personality styles, different ways of communicating, and we all have, even like if it gets right down to it, right, even your audience has different ways of learning. So visual, auditory, kinetic, they all have different personality styles: playful, peaceful, powerful. You market to all of those people in a different way. And if you tried to market to every single type of person that is out there, it would just be a disaster. You'd be talking to nobody, right? If you're trying to talk to everybody, you're talking to nobody. So what is the solution? What is the missing link to your sales? It's you, my darling. The answer always comes down to you. And it's really funny, whenever I work with a new person, they're like, oh, and so what are we going to do? And I'm like, well, we're going to learn about you. It's always the first step. It really is. And I know that you know you've been in your skin for a long time. And you also probably really know, if you've been following me for a while or you've been in business for a while, you really know what your core message is. And if you don't know what your core message is, well, then you really have to start there. But once you know what your core message is and who you're really talking to and what the difference is that you want to make in your world, in the world, right? How are you going to show up? What is the difference you're going to make for people? Then it's time to start thinking not necessarily about what is the next action I'm going to take in my business, but how am I bringing myself to this? The only way to market truly captivatingly is to show up and be absolutely you. That's why there's swear words in my marketing. That's why I show up and I'm all hands and I'm talking really fast and I make mistakes and I don't care because I don't script anything. I just show up and I just do what you need to. Now, it's a nightmare when I try and get Facebook to do captions for me, because it's like, what? We can't hear you. You're talking too fast. But it doesn't matter. That is who I am. And in the past, I would have shaped who I was and slowed down and sat here professionally and talked to you like I was told to talk to you in my voice lessons. That's just bollocks. It's just bullshit stories that hold us back. You don't want to sit here and listen to me talking like this, right? And if you do, well, then you're following the wrong person, because that's not who I am. And when you're being all of you, when you're really letting that sparkly unicorn inside of you, I don't know what animal's inside of you, but I've got a unicorn. When you let that sparkly unicorn out, people are just drawn to you. They're like, oh my God, I have to work with that person. Why did I not find this person before? And it's because you're being honest. So oftentimes, that's why when you pay for this massive, expensive marketing campaign, it falls flat, because it's not your voice and it doesn't have your energy. And if the person's done it really well, they've got the good copywriting and they've done the emotion tied into the picture and they've called out the audience and then they've done the call to action and they've done all the right things in your marketing, they might get leads for you. But will those leads actually turn into customers? Because what they're attracted to is the marketer's energy, not yours. So then they come onto a discovery call with you and they're like, this doesn't feel right. And then they don't trust you. They get this deep feeling inside that, wow, I actually just don't quite trust what's going on here. No, I won't sign up. I'll think about it, right? And they want to think about it because there's a disconnect somewhere. And that disconnect is because whatever was said in your message, even if it was written by you, it can have a disconnect, right? Because you can think, this is what my audience needs to hear. Say where your audience struggle is and then talk to that struggle and then give an example. Those are all great things. And even I teach my clients those things, but it can lead to a very wooden approach rather than going, what is it that my heart actually wants to say, and saying that would come off a whole lot differently. So then when a client gets on to a discovery call with you, they're like, oh yeah. In fact, I have people say it to me, oh my God, you're exactly like I saw in the videos, or you're exactly like I saw on the ad. Oh, I thought you'd be quite different. Why? Because so many other people out there are lying, and not on purpose, but they're lying about what's truly in their soul. They're not letting it out because, let's face it, most of us women, and some men too, but mostly women, have the message inside us, and it breaks my heart. It makes me want to cry even just thinking about it, that we're not worthy, that we are not good enough. And that is just so So super painful. It really does make me incredibly sad. And because we don't feel worthy, we don't bring our true message to marketing. So it doesn't matter how super whiz bang your sales funnel is, it falls flat because you don't really feel like you're worth bringing your real you and your real soul message to your tribe. What can you do about that? There is absolutely something you can do about that. There's a whole host of stuff that comes before that you can do about that. But for the purposes of this video, let's just jump straight in. So I've told you what I used to do, whereas what I do now is I work in flow. This is my absolute #1 tip for you. If you already have your marketing messages sorted, wake up in the morning, do these journal prompts. Today, I'm grateful for. What I'm most looking forward to doing in the world is, and the big, bold message that my clients absolutely must hear from me today is, ... And the way that I'm going to bring that message to my tribe today is ... You can take it further. Like, there's a whole lot of journal prompts I could give you, but I won't. It would just overwhelm you. So just start with that. If that is all that you start with, then I promise you, your messaging is going to go up that next level and your clients are actually going to start trusting you. Now, here is 3 keys to getting into that flow state and getting your marketing message up and running and more consistent so that people will actually buy from you once you have that fancy sales funnel and all your podcasts and all your freebies and all your things. They'll be better aligned. So the 3 things that I'm going to talk to you about are business alignment, trust, and making offers. So business alignment, what is business alignment? Business alignment is really delivering what is in your soul, delivering that on a plate to people. There's no point in, for me, it's all about empowering women. So then if I went off and I made a course about, I don't know, grooming your cat, it's just not going to have the same energy. I don't love cats as much as I love other animals, and I certainly don't love grooming. And whilst I might be able to do it, it doesn't mean I should do it. Does that make sense? People are like, oh, I come up with this brand new product and it just didn't float. And I was like, what do you think about the product? Oh, it's a really good price. Okay, but what do you think about the product? Yeah, I think it could work for some people. Great. And how do you feel about the product? Oh, I'm not super excited about it. Well, then no one's going to buy it because you're not super excited about it. Sell off that part of your business to someone who is super excited about it, and they'll do really well with it. That's why you can see 2 people selling the same thing. One goes gangbusters and one just trickles along. You're like, what is the difference? Especially when you see MLM businesses, you see one person just like nailing it out and the other person's got all the same sales funnel, all the same marketing thing, all the same training, but they trickle along because they're not really passionate about it. That's why some people in MLM, don't get me wrong, I'm not dissing them, are passionate about what they're doing. Most of them, it's just a way that they can make money while they're raising the kids and give them flexibility and stuff. They're not truly actually in the heart passionate. Now, there are some that are, so please don't take offense to that. I'm just trying to help you to see what business alignment is. Now, business alignment is something that you just can't resist doing. So for me, even if I had no faculties other than the tongue in my head, I would be empowering women for the rest of my life. Like, you literally could not stop me from doing this. If I didn't have the internet, then I'd walk out into the street and I'd try and empower somebody there. It just can't stop coming out of me. And that's why I'm successful in doing it, because it's absolutely part of my soul calling here. Now, that can be a big thing. How do you actually know what's in your soul? There's a whole host of steps there. And it's more that I could explain. I mean, I couldn't even explain it to you in 20 videos. It really is massive. If you don't have business alignment, but you want it, and please don't think, oh my God, I've got to throw my business out, throw the baby out with the bathwater. You can just tweak what you're doing in business and really get it aligned to your soul. That's the exciting thing. Like, you might be on the right track. You might just be running on a track that's parallel to the one that you need to be on, and we just bump you off and onto the other track, and you'll be away laughing. Now, there is a whole course that I'm actually trialing. It's going to be a lot more than this when I'm actually doing the proper program, but I'm taking 10 super babes onto a trial with me. If you're vibing with what I'm saying today, I'd really encourage you to reach out to me, and maybe I'll put you into the trial. So sing out to me, okay, if that is talking to you. That's business alignment. Now, trust. Building trust in order to make sales, but not in order to make sales. It's kind of the horse and the cart. You must build trust and then the sales come. You're not building trust just so you'll get sales. You're actually properly in trust. And I'm not talking about other people trusting you. I'm talking about you trusting yourself. So you can try and be as trustworthy as you like to your audience, but just, just by trying to be trustworthy, you're almost not. If you have to try, you're not. Does that make sense? And the only way that you're actually going to trust yourself is by being yourself. So turning up and doing lives and talking about your message, not the message that's palatable for people, but the message that is, this is what I've got to say. So I say to women, bust the bullshit that's holding you back. Oh, but I had this childhood. No, let's bust that bullshit. Sure, you had that childhood. Lots of people had that childhood. Didn't hold some people back, but it's holding you back. So let's cut that little elastic that keeps snipping you back into the past, and let's move forward powerfully. So I'm not available for excuses. Sure, I'm available for compassion. I mean, I've had the same childhood as what, you know, a lot of you have had, maybe more blessed than what some of you have had. But do you know what I mean? We all have stuff that we've had to deal with. So my real message is, I hear you, darling, but I'm not going to let that excuse hold you back. I'm going to be your strength until you have the strength for yourself. And I'm going to do it with love. So you might feel a little slap around the face and it might sting a little bit, but you know that I'm actually giving you a hug while I'm doing it. Wow, I guess that makes me abusive. But you know what I mean? That's my real message, and that's what I'm getting out there. So people trust me to call them out and be that stronger person that they might not accept from a male, or they might not accept from someone else, because you need the compassion and the strength to go with it. So that's what I'm talking about, trust, bringing all parts of me. If I just bring the, I'm going to slap you around the face and stop doing that, bitch, it wouldn't come off right, because it wouldn't have the compassion part of me as well. And I think we often fall into the story of telling ourselves that we have to be one thing or the other. You're either a sweet, nice, demure girl, or you're rah. But you can be both. There are no rules, right? You get to choose who you are in any given moment. Like, for example, you might be a super powerful woman at work, and then in the lunch break, you might be super supportive of some guy who's going through some trouble and you're talking to, and then you might come home and you might be super stern with your daughter who's going off the rails, and then you might be super loving, giving an ear to your husband who needs to complain about his job that day. You can be multiple different people, not just at different times, but all at the same time. You're a multifaceted person. You don't have to follow on the straight and narrow, and you can be all things. You can be whatever you choose to be, darling. That's trust. Trust is trusting you, and that then allows other people to trust you. If you don't trust you, and if you don't trust your message, and if you don't trust in your own ability, then, darling, simply put, you have to get coaching, you have to do courses, you have to read books, you have to do the inner work until you absolutely trust yourself, and then your clients will trust you, and then the sales will just flow in for you. That's trust. The last one is making offers. There's no point in being the best kept secret. If you want people to come to you, then you're going to have to make the offers. Hey, I'm Michelle, business coach, and today I'm going to talk about business alignment. And business alignment is A, B, and C. Now, if you would like business alignment, you can go to www.businessalignment.com, not a real website, and you can explore my new course on business alignment, which is going to give you A, B, and C. A call to action is exactly that. Whenever you do anything, you have to come with the right intention. So you have to come with the intention for anything. Like, even if I get out my phone and I'm scrolling on Facebook, I say to myself, Michelle, what is your intention here? Oftentimes it's my intention to not show up and do the live because the message I have to say today is really rare and I don't want to say it. So then I'm like, kick your own ass, Michelle. Best you get on and do the live. Or the intention might be that I actually want to get on here and I want to find what women are saying today. I want to find what's their bugbear today so I can talk to that in my live. That would be acceptable for me. I will go and then find it. And when I've set an intention, it means I'm not going to waffle off and watch all the pretty cats talking and as much as what I normally would. It means that my intention is going to keep me honed and focused, and I'm going to find what I need and I'm going to get out. You should bring intention to everything you do. When you're going to exercise, what is your intention here? Do you want to build some muscle in your arms? Great. Drop and do 20 press-ups. Move on, do something else. Bringing your intention when you're creating a course. My intention here is I want women to go away understanding that it is their mind, no one else controlling their mind, but their own mind controlling their destiny. And then that's what I write the course with the intention of. When I show up and I do a Facebook Live, my intention that I think about might be, for example, okay, my intention is that women today are going to come away understanding that if they don't trust themselves and if they don't align their businesses, sales are always going to be hard for them. It's always going to be the hustle. It's always going to be the grind. And so then that intention guides me on what I'm going to say. So I wrote down a entirely messy piece of paper. You can't really see it. That's all I wrote down. That's it. And I literally wrote that down in 30 seconds after I finished my journaling this morning. And I asked myself, what does my tribe need to hear from me today? This is what came out that you needed to hear today. So this is what I'm here talking about. That is making offers. Make offers that are in alignment with what you actually want to achieve. And you must tell your clients, your tribe, the people listening to you, you must tell them the action you want them to take next. And it's not always go and buy this course. It could be explore this, or it could be join my mailing list, or it could be now I want you to go away and do this exercise. But there must be a call to action, because what is the point? Like if you're just turning up to do a live to entertain people, then that's the intention, right? So maybe you don't need a call to action, but I don't know about you. I'm not into entertaining people. There is a whole lot of entertainment out there. I'm all about the action. So if I've set an intention, then I want to set a call to action to go with it. Now, a call to action might just be me saying at the end, go and visit my website, michellebusinesscoach.com, or it might be saying, if this is talking to you, I'd like you to PM me and be specific. Don't just say contact me like I did earlier in my poor example. Say how you would like them to contact you. Or there might be a sticker that I put up at the end of the video flashing up saying michellebusinesscoach.com. Click here to find out more. But it has to be some form of call to action. I hope that has been really helpful for you today. We have talked about the missing link for your sales, and the missing link is you. And it's you trusting yourself and you being in complete alignment and you actually making those call to actions. I hope that's been as fun for you as it was for me. Remember, together we shall rise. And if you would like a better business alignment and you'd like to be a part of my trial, please PM me on Facebook. I'm pretty easy to find. Have a fabulous day. Bye for now.